Maruti Suzuki is the undisputed market leader in the country when it comes to cars. Having said that, it makes its fortune at the bottom of the pyramid. Everything which it does is A plus and B segment cars. It has never made a success of cars going above the Swift Desire or earlier the Esteem. All its products ahead of these cars, like beginning with the Baleno, then we had the SX4, the Kizashi is another example which comes to mind, then the petrol engine Vitara. Everything which it tried to do to move into the premium category either smacked of half-baked efforts or a lack of faith in pushing the product consistently over a certain period of time. The Ciaz, which has just come in a few months ago, is a real case in point. It's trying to break that glass ceiling where the likes of Honda resides. So what does Maruti have to do? It has to think out of the box. It showed something 2 years ago at Auto Expo in the form of the Concept S-Cross. That is the car which has now come into production. Say hello to what they say is a crossover. It's still front-wheel drive. It looks like a larger hatch on a saloon platform. It may have got larger wheels. It has that butch look to it. But will it do the business? Let's put it through its paces here on the outskirts of Nasik, really verdant territory. And let's sample two great engines which reside under the bonnet. A 1.3 which is familiar to many, but the big story is another Fiat-inspired diesel, the 1.6 with 320 Newton meters of torque on tap. That, I feel, would be the clincher. It's logical that we have experienced the 1.3 umpteen number of times and a great many Maruti. So the 1.6 litre diesel is really speaking the car to have when you are considering a vehicle like the S-Cross. And for good measure, because this large Fiat diesel carries the inherent sophistication and strength of the award-winning multijet and adds more displacement along with lots more lugging power, twisting torque, and the ability to really mile munch in a very, very good manner. It's not just about big engine and a lot of torque, but it's also a question about how well it is mated to a transmission that can use all the torque at different peak points optimally. And because in India, drivability is key. Key not just to fast progression on the roads to devour distance, but also to get that one big god of everything in motoring in India, and that's fuel efficiency. And in that sort of vein, the new 6-speed transmission, manual transmission for the S-Cross, which Suzuki has very logically and ideally picked up and mated to the big engine, is a dream. In every aspect, the lightly loaded clutch, but very precise, very progressive. The shift actuation is a dream. Really buttery smooth, but nothing wishy-washy, and it just really glides into each and every cog with a mechanical ability unlike any. She can lug from as low as 1000 RPM in 4th gear, and once you start going up the cogs, she just keeps on lugging and pulling and lugging and pulling. It augurs well because it's a larger cabin Maruti, unlike any in the business right now in the present day portfolio. So you are going to take everyone in the car, including your mother-in-law and the kitchen sink virtually if you are going to use it on an excursion out of the city. And this is also a family car par excellence. Where the 1.6 litre packs in its power delivery and pushes it through the two front wheels, and it's the front wheels which do all the pulling rather than many others which use all-wheel drive. And here Maruti has thought it fit to give the right set of tires, because traction will be very, very imperative when you have got more torque. We don't want to lose it on wheel spin, and by and large it's a tarmac configuration which is the right way to go for a car of this nature. Again, let me quantify. It's a car which looks like a crossover, but it's a large hatch, which is positive as well. Even though the Maruti marketing men will not like me saying this, that it is targeted against the compact SUVs. I don't think it's a compact SUV. It may look butch, but it drives like a very good large hatch or a medium-sized saloon. And I think Maruti's true calling could be there. I don't like the styling, not a wee bit at all, but I like what I experience inside the cabin. The leather-wrapped steering wheel, the multifunction switches on that, the touchscreen controls for the audio system, the navigation, the AC is a delight, but then we are right now in the thick of the monsoon where the mercury is anyway dipped low. So all these things will matter later on when we get into peak summers and whatnot. The seats are excellent with great under-thigh support, which is very important on long drives. It's got very good side support as well. Simple touches which really abound. Other than that, the car runs well, it brakes well, it steers excellently. The ride is very well damped, and I think this is where families will find it really a boon, because larger wheels, wider footprint, very well sorted out suspension, and the view outside, apart from that slightly intrusive A-pillar on the driver's side to a certain degree, which is a phenomenon across small cars and large saloons as well these days in the interest of safety. Apart from that, there's nothing to fault as far as driving position is concerned. The chassis structure, the monocoque structure itself is really brilliantly done. Maruti engineers said they've worked 4 years on perfecting everything on a monocoque structure to get the rigidity right, and from there on they built in the reliability, they've ironed out the NVH, they got the tires sussed out. In essence, I think they have made a damn good family car. And I think if they really keep faith with this car and push it, then I'm sure the Nexa philosophy which they state, or the new excellence in automotive experience, which is going to be the thrust of selling the cars like the S-Cross and some more to follow in the bigger rarefied prestige class, can really bear fruit. Till then, enjoy the car and let's look at Maruti unraveling its next step, trying to entice more buyers to look at this car in its entirety. The S-Cross is very significantly important for Maruti Udyog because it says that this is its weapon to start taking on the big boys. Honda is an obvious target, Toyota is an obvious target, but then let's not forget, we have got Renault, which is a big European name, right in the fray. Then you also look at its sibling, the Nissan Terrano, which comes across, so that's another one. Let's not forget Skoda or Volkswagen as well. So all these cars are going to be its rivals. Does this car have what it takes to really take the fight to these guys? The answer is maybe, for the simple reason that a lot of it is yet unproven, and I don't mean mechanical or the performance or anything. What is unproven is the sales experience of Maruti keeping faith with a car bigger than anything it has ever produced to date, consistently for a long time. So it is because of this that the Nexa sales channel comes in. Whether the Nexa sales channel can get up to speed will determine the prospects for this car, how much, how many and how quickly they can be taken on. As far as performance is concerned, there's a powerhouse beneath the bonnet, so it's more than adequate. Talking about retardation, without performance, you will not have any pleasure, but then for executing that pleasure safely, it has got 4-wheel disc brakes, which are really perfect, and they work very well with the ABS. Sound of caution which I might like to sound is about the quality of the tires, because this is a long car, bigger wheelbase, it may have 16-inch wheels, 205 weight, but the fact remains you need rubber, tread pattern and compound to be far more conducive for both traction and retardation. So we need to look at that. As far as safety inside the cabin is concerned, all variants of the car come with at least one airbag. The base version comes with a single airbag, but going up to the next 2-3 levels, you have got twin airbags for the front seat occupants, which is a step in the right direction. Design and style would be a polarizing element, but then let's wait and watch what the paying punters have to say about this. And there is a legacy for Maruti to overcome. Let's see if the S-Cross makes that leap from also rans to getting a foothold in that luxury prestige segment which hovers around the 8.5 to 9 lakh rupee mark and above. That will be key to this competent car finding many new homes. Maruti's S-Cross is a step back again for the company to try and crack the glass ceiling in the luxury segment of the market. And when you talk about the S-Cross, which is really powerful, peppy, has got a lot going for it, Maruti thinks it needs to be handled differently in the sales outlet. So, just like Nissan had Infiniti, Honda had Acura, etc., Maruti is taking a step into that sort of a realm by trying to give a completely new sales channel with great different expectation on customer handling, experiential stuff, etc., with a new channel known as Nexa. To speak about what Nexa is, can do and will do, we are joined by Mr. Kalsi, who heads marketing and who's the architect behind this entire new channel. Kalsi ji, welcome to Resignation.
Thank you, Adil.
Nexa, what does it denote and what does it mean?
Well, Nexa, I would say, is a different kind of a retail experience which is going to set new benchmarks in the automotive retailing in our country. And if you see today's young generation customer, he is used to a different kind of service and hospitality and relationship management. Now, we are going to provide a lot of pampering through this channel. We are going to provide innovative technology, innovative interfacing through technological gadgets. Also, we are focused on customer relationship. So we have focused a lot on the manpower, the kind of people which we are going to engage in the Nexa channel. They are being given a different kind of a training altogether, and we would be following global standards in terms of providing the hospitality to the customer. So in a way, it is going to change the rules, the way automotive retailing is done in our country.
It's important you mention about this change the name of the game. But how many outlets do you envisage from your 1600 existing ones who would get onto the Nexa platform?
See, in the first phase, we are planning 100 outlets. And at the same time, the number is not just getting confined to 100. We are using the synergy of our existing channel partners also. And in case a customer goes to one of our existing showrooms, he will be taken to the Nexa showroom, and the Nexa experience would be given when he comes to buy the S-Cross there.
So I presume when you mean channel partners, means all your dealers are channel partners. There will not be a company-owned dealership.
No, it's only our dealer partners.
So important thing across over there, how much of your dealer partners have bought into this concept? Because unless they believe in the concept, then only it will what you call really fructify on the ground.
Certainly we have done our groundwork, and we have communicated very well with them, and we had a lot of interactive sessions. They are all excited about it, and moving forward, everybody is on board.
Tell me one thing, you made me wear those 3D glasses yesterday. Is that anyone who comes into the Nexa showroom suddenly is accosted by a guy then told to wear a 3D goggles and then look at what the S-Cross and everything else is all about?
Oh, that's interesting. But at the same time, when he comes to our Nexa showroom, he will be seeing the things for the real. He need not wear those goggles, and we would be providing him the experience that we are promising him.
Okay, so you don't need to look at Nexa through rose-tinted glasses, because what Maruti is putting through at the showroom level is possibly one of the most important new revolutions in customer retailing as far as cars is concerned. Whether this revolution acquires real critical mass, time will tell. But as a leader, Maruti is taking the first step.